I think you guys can see me, but hey guys, this is Ron from the Rideshare Culture. Thank you guys for watching, and I'm sorry for my cord being in the way. As I'm driving home from doing some shopping, I was thinking about this thought about what kind of car you should use for rideshare. And me being in rideshare for, having experience in rideshare for about 5 years now, I kind of have a idea, a thing or two, what kind of car you should drive, and even the model and the type. And I'll run down the cars, and hopefully this might help somebody who needs to know what car to purchase to drive for rideshare, if they don't want to go through the rental routes. So the first thing you want to do, you want to go in to the Uber website, and I'll leave the link in the description below. You want to check the cars that are eligible for Uber. So a lot of the ride types, which are the Uber X, regular Lyft, Lyft XL, Uber XL, Uber Comfort, Uber Lyft Preferred, Uber Premier, Uber Black, Uber Black XL, and in some markets Uber Select, and then with Lyft, Lyft Lux Black, and Lyft Lux Black XL. So you want to go to those websites, and I'll leave a link for both of them in the description below because you want to check them out. This will set you up for success when you know what car you want to go into, right? Then you need to look at when you look at the type of cars for these ride types, you then want to know what your return on investment is. So if you, for example, are looking to get, a cheap car, which I will call a car under $10,000, we can say, we can say 15,000 or below would be considered maybe something on the cheaper side. So then you can then have a layout of how much money you can do to gain that back within a year or 2 years. So you want to calculate how many hours you would drive, how many miles you would put on that car, in order for you to get your money back. Because at the end of the day, this is a business. And the reason it's a business is because you don't necessarily work for a boss, you're working for yourself. Even though Uber controls the amount of money that you make when it comes to the fares, you still want to look at how much money you would be able to make with the bonuses that they provide, with the give me a second here. With the bonuses they provide, the surge, the challenges in some markets that they call it, to ensure that you're getting the most out of that vehicle. So here's my cars that I like, that I think you should go with if you're going to start out with Uber. If you're going to start out with Uber, and this is because I've learned this, and I wish I'd known this before. If you're going to start out with Uber, if you're going to do Uber X, the Toyota Corolla is the best car for Uber X and regular Lyft. It cannot do Comfort. It cannot do Preferred. It cannot do Lux, of course. It cannot do the other premium selections. However, if you do Uber X, you're great with the Toyota Corolla, because even talking to a lot of people, the Corolla can last you up to 250,000 miles. Now, the second one is the Toyota Camry. It's a little bit more money, but it has a little bit more leg space than the Toyota Corolla. Now, the Toyota Camry, depending on the year, when you look at your website, and you see, okay, well, you'll see that the Camry, the 2017 Camry and above, that car represents for Uber Comfort. When you look at the Toyota Camry for Lyft Preferred, I don't see it on that list yet. I don't hear people talking about it yet, for Lyft Preferred for the Toyota Camry. So that Toyota Camry would be good as well, because then you can also get comfort rides on Uber if you are willing to keep your Uber X on, because you have to have Uber X on to get comfort rides on your Toyota Camry or any other sedan in that level. Now, if you want to go do Uber XL, you could get a cheap van. You don't need to spend $20,000-$30,000 on a brand new van, because if you get a van that's $15,000 and below, like a Dodge Caravan, which is one of the great ones, a Toyota Sienna is bigger than a Dodge Caravan. The only problem is that it's a little bit more expensive than the Caravan. So I know I've seen 2017s, 2016s going for like $18,000, $17,000 on a Toyota Sienna. If you go Dodge Caravan, I've seen those going down for like $14,000, $13,000 at a 60,000 mile used. And that's another thing too. When you want to get into this Uber thing, and I forgot to mention, you may want to look for some good used cars. And what I mean by that is cars that have a reputation of lasting a long time on the platform. And you don't want to get a car that's going to be breaking down a lot. That is known for that. You know what I mean? That's why Toyota is actually the number one. This is the brand itself. Toyota is the number one when it comes to across all boards, when it comes to all the way up to XL. Because there's no Toyota that's in the Premier or Lux categories between Uber and Lyft. Except for the Toyota Sequoia. The Toyota Sequoia, I think, is the only one on Uber Premier that could get Premier services on it. But that car is way out of range. That price is like 60, I think 55, because it's such a utility vehicle. So now, if you're going to go into your Premier, your luxury section of the ride types, you want to look at maybe a Suburban. Suburban across the board is the best vehicle for Uber and Lyft. Here's why. Their reputation for having 200,000 miles on it is there. The reputation of looking good, has stylish features, is there. Sound system, leather seats, you can get for. The parts to find for the Chevy in case of a breakdown is easy to find. To change out the light bulb, easy to find. And you can pick them up at a very good price. Even if it's a high mileage, like a 70,000 mile Suburban, you could get it for around $28,000 used. You can do very well in that car, in the Premier SUV, black, Uber Black, the Lyft Lux Black XL, Lyft Lux and Lyft and Lux Black. You are looking in that realm of Premier. I will go directly to Suburban. If you go Cadillac Escalade, you're in the same category as Suburban. If you go GMC Yukon XL, same thing. There's no difference between the Suburbans at the ride type. That's why it's really good to look at it, to see what cars are going to do well in your market as well. Also, a little bit of market research. Open up your Uber app, which my phone is in the bag deep down. When you open up your Uber app as a passenger, see the ride types that are available to you. And you could kind of have an idea of what cars are available. And when you go and check the ride types and you click on them, put a fake address in, of course, or whatever your address, and then go to like a destination, when you put it in, and then see if there's any cars around you. And you can also move your pinpoint to see in other areas of your market if there's any luxury cars that will be available. If you would be the only Lux car or one of the only two Lux cars, you could do a lot of good damage, meaning you could do a lot of good money because you're the only one there. Especially, here's the other trick. If you're in an area where they have a luxury feature, luxury ride type, you can put that ride type on by itself, and it forces the passenger to only use that if Uber X or regular Lyft is not available. So, something to kind of think about. So I know a lot of people, they get luxury sedans. Like that was this gentleman at the airport who has an Audi A6. Very beautiful sedan, great leg room, but it's a sedan. It can only do Premier, and it was black. So it could only do Premier. It could do Comfort. It could do Lux and Lux Black. It cannot do Black XL. It cannot do Premier XL because it doesn't have 6 seats. It's a sedan. So you want to look into that to make sure that when you're getting in there, you get that Suburban. You get into that ride type. I wish I knew that when I first was into this game, and I hope I can help someone do the same here. So that's what I'm in the process of trying to make some money so I can go up into a Suburban or a GMC Yukon XL, wherever is the cheaper price. Because that car, not only can you graduate into those ride types, you can also get your license as a chauffeur and start to, get commercial insurance. That's a lot of detailed steps on how to get that. But when you get that, you have a car that looks very beautiful and people are respectful of that vehicle, especially if you upkeep it and make the car look good and everything. And that car will be able to pay itself up very quickly because you can get all the ride types. You could turn off X, you could turn off Comfort in that car, you could turn off Premier, you could turn on only the Premier ride types. You don't have to be stuck to X or Comfort or even regular XL. And the other thing with Lyft, if you're looking at the black ones, like Lux Black, you got to have a black car on the outside. It doesn't matter what's the inside looking like. It could be brown or blue, whatever. I got picked up inside of a guy who had instead of a car, it was a black Tahoe. I'm sorry, it was a black Suburban with leather, with tan leather inside. So I know it says that you have to have black on black, but when I selected Lyft Lux Black XL, it was, Lyft Lux Black. It was tan inside, but black on the outside. So I hope these tips help you guys out. Again, do your research on the ride types that you want to jump into. If you're just looking to get into Uber as a part-time and you don't want to spend so much money getting into it, get yourself a used Toyota Corolla. That's one of the best cars you can get into. If you want a little bit something to be more comfortable in, you can go on the American side. You get maybe a Chevy Malibu, which is a little bit more in length and width, and you wouldn't have any issues with that. So with that being said, I hope this video does you justice. If you have any questions, please leave a link in the description below. Here's another quick thing in the end of this video. I want to say thank you to those. We are now at 275 subscribers. We're almost at the 300. You don't know how grateful I am about that. You guys are looking at the videos, getting content that you think is great. And I'm asking if you do me a favor to leave comments in the section below and liking the video so I know that I'm doing a good job. And if I'm doing a bad job, please let me know so I can, do some fixing on there. And then also, if you haven't heard about this app called Clubhouse, I'm on the way of working on getting a Clubhouse account for the Rideshare Culture channel, because what I'm noticing now is Clubhouse is getting big. I'm not so much into TikTok, to be honest with you. I think I can get into TikTok. Maybe I'll do some fun videos. I don't really know. There was some weird things with the government, so that's why I didn't download it. But we'll see, because now that the U.S. has control over the U.S. market, thanks to our former administration, we'll see what we can do with TikTok. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will catch you guys later, and you guys have a good one. Peace.